50, 40, 30, 20, retard. 5.
And welcome guys to another episode of Wrong Side Simulations, bringing you the best content from the wrong side of the airplane, the right seat. And as always, my name is Blake, and I am a real-world flight dispatcher aiming to bring you a little more context to your flight sim viewing experience. And please pardon my floating passengers, there was a jetway connected right up to we started the stream, and then all of a sudden it decides, no, we ain't gonna do that. Obviously, it thinks that it's up to the airplane because the canopy's down, but I don't know. Who cares? Nonetheless, thank y'all so much for coming to join me on this Wrong Side after dark stream. I just got off shift a couple hours ago and figured, you know what, let's squeeze in a nice little stream. We did the same thing last night and it was a lot of fun. We did a what did we do last night? Jay, what did we do last night? I know you were around. We did... Why can't I remember? I don't know. United. Oh yeah, we flew Denver, Aspen, back to Denver with a go-around, and it was quite tricky to get into Aspen. So today it's going to be a little bit easier. I'm going to fly the Phoenix 320 over to San Diego and then come on back to Phoenix. A couple short hops, looking at 50 minutes from wheels up to wheels down on this first leg. At my airline, for those of y'all who may not know me, we have a fleet of 320 family aircraft, so this is my specialty. This is my bread and butter right here, the Airbus 320. And y'all can't see it, but I have a one-for-one center pedestal down here next to my left leg, along with a fully functioning MCDU. It doesn't work the best. There's some hiccups with the software that needs to be fixed, but other than that, it is pretty nice. Let's see if I can't get y'all a little view down here. But yeah, got the center pedestal down there. I left my charger in the bedroom where my girlfriend is sleeping, and to avoid waking her up, as you can see over here, my other little camera that I use for the center pedestal, I can't use it because the camera eats up a lot of battery, and it's almost dead from the last stream. So won't be able to see the center pedestal. This is not the one that B1 has. I'll get that question a lot. This is made by Flightsimpm, whereas he has Throttle Tech. This one is a little bit more true to scale. It's a little bit less on the functionality than the Throttle Tech, but we can get to that later if anybody has any questions. And so, Noah, I see your question now. The with shipping, because it came from Italy and I'm in the States, it was roughly $1,300 for the throttle unit and the add-on unit, which has the flaps and spoilers and park and brake, rotor trim reset, all that stuff. So over to the chat, and then we'll jump into the airplane, and we're gonna get rolling pretty quick. Zato, what is up, my friend? Kieran, ride or die. Kieran was around last night as well. Shaq, awesome stream, dude. Thank you for providing us some entertainment, some content to watch, especially for someone like me who's stuck at work. So I greatly appreciate that. Jay, watching all of y'all fly is killing me. Sorry, guy. Kills me whenever I have to watch y'all stream and I'm at work. Let's see. Noah, good evening / good morning. It's morning my time. It is midnight 53. And I think that should wrap it up for everybody in the chats. That's right, Denver Aspen, yeah. See, that's how short my memory is. Alright, let's jump into this thing and let's get going. Got all these passengers in our way. We're just going to make our way over here into the cockpit. Before we sit down, gotta check our oxygen. Oh wait, oxygen is off actually, so we can't do that until we sit down. So, let's get everything going. Battery 1 and 2, ground power, oxygen, ground control, CVR test. Hold it till you hear the beep. There it is. 1, 2, and 3. Nav light on. Seatbelts stay off till we get fueled up. We got no smoking on. Arm the emergency lights. I'm not sure what the temperature is. I would imagine it might be a tad cold here in the desert this time of year, so we'll get that on. Coming over to the EFIS panel, flight directors are on, constraints can come on. Put those VOR switches to on. Sweet. And then just kind of coming back down through here, making sure everything looks normal. Idle, master switches are off. Normal, auto, all looks good there. And we need to get that. That looks messed up. There we go. That was weird that those popped up before unlocking. Get that loading up. While that's loading, we'll check our O2. That one's ours. This is the jump seaters, in case we have a jump seater. Check theirs. And let's get things boarding up. Want to go fast. Okay, that's interesting. Trying to start packs. Packs then will connect to your simulator. Please ensure that your simulator is running. If it's your PC. Yeah, we just started it. Alright, whatever. No packs today. Don't need it. Alrighty. And we will get the MCDU initialized. And I'll load it up the wrong screen on my MCDU. And now looks like I'm not going to be able to close it. Oh well. I'm not going to be typing into much anyways because it's the software's got it a little bit messed up. Let's see, flight inits. Init data request. There we go. We are American Airlines 69. We were United 69 last night. So we're just going to keep rocking with that. Phoenix, San Diego. Carrying no alternate. 50 minutes wheels up, wheels down. Over to the init page. I'm going to request that. That is uploaded. Let's go to AC status. Check our nav data. Nav data is current from the 3rd of November to the 30th of November, so we are current on the nav data. Again, we are American Airlines 69 giggity. Cost index flying 10. Cruising altitude is going to be flight level 280. Temperature is minus 37. Triple pause 38,700. I'm going to upload those winds. Sweet, got that. Over to flight plan Phoenix. We're going to be departing off of runway 7 left on the Firebird 1 Mohawk transition. Insert that. San Diego arrival. And we are planning on the RNAV RMP Zulu runway 27. And actually RMP approaches along with LPV approaches will be a project of mine starting in January, teaming up with the international chief pilot at my airline, and we're going to get a program started to send to the FAA and start the process of implementing LNAV and RMP AR approaches, which are basically precision GPS approaches. Alright, so we got RNAV Zulu 27 in there, coming on the Lucky 1 Hogs transition, or Hogs, I don't know how they say it over there. Lucky 1 Hogs, and then for our approach via, gonna join Lindy. Let's do Lindy. Insert that. Scroll down, make sure everything is connected and looks right. There's Lindy, that's fine. Perfect. Alrighty. Secondary flight plan. We'll copy the active. And let's plan our engine out at whatever that is. Asgard. Rad nav. I think, does Phoenix have a VOR? Nope. It does. PXR. PXR. We'll hard tune that. Back over to the init. We're going to go to the init B page and drop in our planned zero fuel weight, which is 137.2. And by the way, guys, how are the sounds? Music's not too loud, all that kind of stuff. Y'all can hear me fine. Put in our standard CG of 30. Taxi fuel, we've got 500 planned. Route reserve 0, that is flag fuel policy only. We're not carrying an alternate, and our final reserve is 3.2. Planned block fuel is going to be 10.7. Got that. And I guess we can't really grab any takeoff numbers until we're done boarding. There's not much further there. We'll go ahead and get the APU started. So before we do that, let's start with the APU fire test. All good there. Are we fueled up? We are, so we can go ahead and turn on that seatbelt sign as well, and the fuel pumps. Now you do not need to turn on the fuel pumps for the APU, so y'all know. But you can turn on the fuel pumps once you're fueled. And then we've got a 3-minute APU warm-up before turning on the APU bleed. So we'll make sure we do that once the APU is up and running. Current ATIS out of Phoenix. Information November's current as of 0451 Zulu is currently, well, I'm in a different time. Winds are 090 at 5 knots, 10 statute miles. Clear skies, temperatures 14, dew point -1, altimeter's 3012. Bam, bam, bam. 3012 is set. Simultaneous approaches in use. Expect visual approach runway 8 Visual approach runway 7 right, departing off runway 7 left, which is what we have planned. Notams, effect Phoenix, 5G, cranes, blah blah blah. I don't care about the rest. Cool. San Diego, to look at, see what we're facing. Right now, winds are calm, 10 statute miles, clear skies, temperature 13.4. Nice dry evening in SoCal. The altimeter is 30-13, landing runway 27. Localizer on-nav approaches in use. Nice. Cool. Alright, so now the APU is up and running. We'll start the 3-minute timer. Our top altitude is 8,000 feet on this departure. And looks like they are shutting the main cabin door. Alrighty, so our zero fuel weight is 141.2, which is substantially higher than what was planned. We had 137.2. We're at 141. So at this point in real life, we would have to contact dispatch because it's over. That's going to increase our gross takeoff weight by over 2,000 pounds. So we'd have to contact dispatch to reset the zero fuel weight. So we would go into the flight planning software, change out the zero fuel weight, re-release it. It's basically just kind of a safety net. And then from there, we'd be able to get our numbers. So let's put that in. We've got 141.2. And our takeoff, or our zero fuel weight CG is 30.2. If it's 30.2, our tow CG is probably going to be like 29.8, 29.7, something like that, if I had to guess. Cool. Perf. Let's come over here and just run our takeoff performance. Now, for like these acceleration, engine out acceleration, climb altitudes, thrust reduction, acceleration, climb altitudes, some airports have like company specific. So like for Orlando, typically the Phoenix would spit out like 1,100 feet or so. Sometimes it's like 1,030 feet, but we also have a company section in our JEPs that will tell us if there's a specific acceleration climb altitude. And for Orlando, it's like 2,200 feet, something like that, because of Orlando Executive, and it's only when you're taking off to the north. Taking off towards Orlando Executive, and there's traffic, stuff like that. So you stay with that toga power a little bit longer to get further separation from the ground, and try to get some separation from any traffic over in Orlando Executive. So anyways, that's a fun little tidbit for y'all. So Phoenix 7 left is dry. Let's go optimum flaps, no toga, any ice off, packs on. 151 on the takeoff weight. 29.5. So, that was a little close. A little, like 0.2 off. Boom, boom, boom. This says 3013 now. Interesting. I think, I do think Phoenix's Addons was a little old. It just not updated. Let's check it out again. There it goes. Now it's updated. Info Oscar. Winds are now 100 at 3. 10 statute miles, clear skies, temps 13 to point, -1, altimeter 30, 13. Cool, so we'll correct that. Bam. 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 Alright. Flaps 1 down 0.2. Now you also don't have to put in the down 0.2 part, but I like to do it just for reference. We are going to be flexing 59, 21, 10 on the acceleration climb. Cool, got that. B speeds 49, 49, and 50. Sweet. Speeds are in. Flight plan's over there. Everything else looks good. We have our 3 minutes yet, and we do. It's been 4 minutes. We can turn on the bleed, disable the, or turn off the external power. We'll get that pulled. Boom, boom. forward, pushback, and departure. Alright. Just about ready to go. Let's get this door closed. It's on.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
Waiting for this last slide to arm. There it is. Cool. Alright, before start, checklist. All the way. Maintenance log and tails. Onboard and check. Copper preps complete. Gear pins, covers are removed. Signs on auto. ADIRS. Go to data. IRS. We got 3 green. So ADIRS are in nav. Fuel. Main required fuel. 9.3. And we've got 10.7 on board. Altimeters 3013 set, EFB's checked, windows door slides closed and armed, beacons on, thrust levers idle, parking brakes on, transponder is an auto. Before start, checklist all the way is complete. We're going to go nose to the right.
Locking gear.
This chart's pulled up. And let's change transmission button. We'll set up our radio. Button 1, apply, cool. And then let's go to
Release parking brakes.
COM 2.
Release parking brakes.
These guys need to shut up. Sweet. Alright.
Release parking brakes.
Brakes release, click push.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Get our seat set up for takeoff. Jump back in and turn on that block time. And we'll start 1.
Set parking brakes.
Unfit to ground. You have a good engine start.
Unlocking gear.
Well, that messed up. I have... Alright, we're just gonna go with it for now. I wonder if FSU FPC is messing up. So I've got engine 1 master switch on, but yet engine 2 rolled. So it's a little weird. Let's check this message real quick. Cool, thanks.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
And cool. Alright, so I'm gonna turn this off. Try to reset this switch. I'm scared to move this one because it's probably gonna shut it down. Ah, we're good. Alright, cool. Rolling number 1 now. In the Airbus, I've seen some airlines start engine 2 first. It's really weird to me. The airplane is designed and set up for engine 1 to start first. You definitely can't single engine taxi on just engine 2. So that might be the determining factors. If you're going to do a single engine taxi, you'd start up one, and if they're going to start both, then they start number 2 first. But I don't know, that would be a really weird procedure if you ask me. While this engine is starting, let's go through a quick little departure brief. Alright, it's going to be a right seat takeoff, as you can see. Aircraft type is a 320 for tail strike avoidance. There's no MELs or CDLs that degrade the performance of the aircraft. It's going to be a 2-engine taxi. Our taxi routes are going to be Sierra, Echo 3. We have no runways to cross, and we have no hot spots either. Weather's no factor. Terrain is a factor, so we'll be turning on the terrain on the ND. If we have any issues before V1, it'll be my decision to reject the takeoff, claim complete stop, set the parking brake, call flights into their stations, analyze the situation, and call for an ECAM or emergency evacuation checklist as required. After V1, we're going to go hold at whatever that waypoint was, Azuka. We'll speed up, clean up. Engine out is 2110, and we will be under max landing weight if we need to come back. If we come back, we'll come back on runway 8. If all goes as planned, we're going to be flying the Firebird 1 RNAV departure. Top altitude is 8,000 feet, and we're squawking 2,000. Perfect. Alright. After start flow, engine must select normal, arm spoilers, reset rotor trim, flaps to 1, trim down 0.2. That's a little much. Come on back. There we go. Auto TA. APU can come off. After start checklist. Engine anti-ice is off. Yellow electric pump is off. Rotor trim 0. After start checklist is complete. Phoenix traffic. American 69 is going to be taxiing runway 7 left via Sierra Echo 3. Phoenix. And let's rock and roll. And we'll get back to the chat once we get airborne. Want to hurry up, try to get this thing rolling. Otherwise, we can drag our feet too long and take too long. Alrighty, brake check. Pressure 0. Alright, we're clear on the left and clear on the right. Got these nice vehicles crossing in our way. Alrighty, mini brief. Alrighty, mini brief. Departing off 7 left, gross weight's 151.8, flaps config 1 plus F, fuel 10.6, V1 149, V2 is 150. We are flexing 59, top altitude's 8,000 feet, 8,000's blue, and our first fix is FUTEP. How about this for some bumps? Alright, flight controls check. We got full up, and we got full down. Neutral full left, full right. Neutral rudder, I'm not going to hit the button. Full left, full right. And the other pilot would do theirs without the rudder. Alright, clear left, clear right. B4 takeoff low. Bitch. Hit the wrong button. And the flight attendants and Before takeoff checklist to the line. Gross weight comparison is complete. Pitch trim 29.5% CG set, V1, VR, V2, flex 149, 149, 150, flex 59. Flaps config 1 plus F. Flight instruments are checked, flight controls are checked, ECAM memo takeoff all green, ECAM status has been checked, wishers on auto, TCAS code set TA already, cabin crews advised, mini briefs complete before takeoff checklist to the lines complete. We are on a roll. Let's get a little cinematic. Sorry, guys. Around how long did your training take? So my training to become a dispatcher was dispatch school for about 5 to 6 weeks. It was 2 weeks of my nose in the book to learn everything that basically pilots know to take their airline transport pilot written, and then another 3 to 4 weeks of flight planning and aircraft systems on the 737-800. Then took oral practical and obtained my license, and then from there went to Trans-States Airlines, and our ground school there was about 3 weeks with 3 weeks of OJT. So that's about 6 weeks total of training to become a solo dispatcher at a regional. And then with where I'm at now, it was the same thing. 3 weeks of ground school, 3 weeks of OJT, and started solo dispatching. So now I've got a total of 7 years of dispatch under my belt, along with another 5 of ground operations with another Part 121 carrier. So now I've been in the game for like a total of 12 years or so. Hopefully that'll answer your question. Trying to catch back up in the nice job tonight, Shaq. Thank you. Have a safe, happy flight. I'm going to get some Z's. Big ups. The rest of you guys. Thank you, Shaq. Awesome. Appreciate that, even though you're not here anymore. I miss San Diego. Fighter Town. Here's Echo 4 on our left, so next one's going to be Echo 3. Alright, before takeoff, below the line, takeoff runway 7 left is confirmed, fuel min 9.3, we've got 10, 5 on board, engine mode selectors, normal bleed packs are set before takeoff checklist is complete. Let's rock and damn roll. Phoenix traffic, American 69, lining up runway 7 left, departing the airspace to the west. Phoenix. Alrighty, clear down on the approach, clear down on the runway. Man, not even in like a third-party airport, and I'm still getting some decent lags. Alright. I just want to double check the flaps real quick. For some reason my gut's telling me it should be flaps 2. No, okay. Just making sure. Better to make sure than to not be sure. Here we go. Let's pull them up to 50. And actually, something I want to do real quick. Let's turn them loose.
They don't tell you about the hard times when they sell you on this game. They just talk about the girls and all that whiskey and the fame. But even if I'd known, I'd have saddled up anyway. Something about this quest for gold lights a fire in your blood, and your soul won't rest till there's another notch carved in your gut. time they crack the latch, 'cause that number on your shirt is like a bullseye on your back. Some days you don't clear leather, sometimes all you hits the ground. No, it ain't easy trying to be the fastest gun in town.
I was trying to give a little wing wave to look cool, but yeah, we were about to stall. Alright, we'll build that speed back up. Thrust climb. That's what I get for trying to be cool. Thing is not picking up speed very well. Alright guys, y'all tell me what altitude do y'all want me to hand fly up to, and I will hand fly up to it. And there is S-speed, flaps 0, speed checks, flap 0. After takeoff checklist, landing gears up, flaps retracted, lead pack set, APU is off. After takeoff checklist is complete. I'm not real sure how the airplane's going to handle this. It smoothed out that turn. So a while ago, the turn was looking more like an acute angle, but now it's kind of like figured out the speed and weight of the airplane and stuff, and it's got us a good LNAV. About to hit 8. At or above 7,000 on this next one. We got speed alt star. We'll level off here for a sec.
I've been hanging with the devil. I've been right down.
Go back to the stream type of music. That little song we played on takeoff is one of my kind of like country hype songs. I know many of y'all probably don't like country music, but I do. If I could go back to high school and play baseball again, that song would probably be my walk-up song. All right. Ooh, yeah. Why did? Oh, never mind. First, I thought the speed tanked, but it didn't. It was just the speed constraint. All right, let's take it up to our final 280. Thrust climb, open climb. Gotta stay on those flight directors, otherwise it'll start to speed up, and if you don't start bringing that nose up as the plane increases thrust, fly over that 250 knot speed limit, and the FAA popo is gonna come get you. Aviation Geek, that was not Dustin Lynch, that was Chancey Williams. Chancey Williams is a true blue ranching cowboy from Wyoming. Should check out his music. He's a little less known, but he's got some really good music out there. And his fiddle fiddle player's a pretty good looking blonde. Kind of a big chin, but other than that, it's a good looking blonde. I'm gonna try to catch back up in the chat while I'm hand flying. Figured I would follow over. Oh man, well, Jet Kid, dude, I appreciate you. If that was you, I think I got a notification about a subscription or something like that. If that was you, greatly appreciate it. And guys, please don't forget to smash that like button if you haven't already. Definitely helps grow the channel. The bumps are like MCO, damn right. Those were terrible. That was like going off-roading damn near. Right, reaching that cruise speed, start picking that nose up so we can compensate and not overspeed. Ah, now I see. I shall be tuning in regularly as I've subscribed. Well, dude, I greatly appreciate that. Very, very much so. Like I said before, the Airbus is my bread and butter. This is, I mean, you put me in one of these in real life, and I'll take you anywhere you want to go. I did get the opportunity with my company to fly our Level D training sim, and I think the instructor was about to try to give me a job, although I have no pilot licenses. But nonetheless, I do know the airplane pretty well. I love me some Airbus. Yo, I'm watching you at work. Finally. Nice. Well, hopefully providing a little bit of entertainment and make your night go by a little bit faster like Shaq did for me. We used to call it trans mistakes back in the day. Oh, that's funny. Now go Jay. Yep. We always had jokes that, so like the call sign was water ski, right? And so we always had these jokes that they called us water ski because we had like 3 or 4 aircraft that had some runway excursions. So since we were like sliding off the runway during wintering conditions, that's like why we were called water ski. But I learned a lot, had a lot of great friends there, and it was a nice little company. I didn't surprise me that they went under. It was already planned, actually, that they were going to basically rip. And then when COVID set in, that was that final nail in the coffin. But most of my friends now have gone to the Big Four or something bigger and better. So those things are typically blessing in disguise. Telling you, Sim Update 11 sucks. Are you doing the Sim Update 11? Wait a minute. This is Sim Update 11. Never mind. Yeah, for some reason I think it was the next one. Standard, and standard. I don't really have anything against it. I mean, I'm always getting some stutters with the Phoenix. Done broke some FPS issues. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see once I get a 4090 and get that DLSS 3, what that does. I better have some freaking buttery smooth frame rates. Probably won't. I've never had buttery smooth frame rates with a flight sim in my life, but can't hurt to try. I'm getting paid to watch you fly. Yeah, dude, that's the best, ain't it? It's always fun to like get paid and not do work. $11 miles to Flybird. That was me flying. That was me with Shaq last night watching the stream. Getting paid to watch a stream. I watched Shaq's stream and also was watching 2 college football games while I was working. But I don't have operational control of flights anymore since I'm a manager, so that's one of those nice little things I can actually step away from my desk or like not have to be watching the airplane super hard the entire 10-hour shift. Well, I think I exceeded that. So I just saw you said to hand fly up to flight level 120, and now we're at 210. Kind of flip-flop those numbers. So we blew that out the park. I'll hand fly it up to cruise, and then we'll turn on the autopilot. 4 miles till Flybird. Aviation Geek, what's up, dude? Was that Dustin Lynch? We answered that. What else? Whatever this tune is, I love it. You're talking about the country song that we played whenever we took off? I'll probably get a copyright claim for it, but don't care. I'm not monetized. There's another really good country song that like kind of hypes me up. I'm trying to remember what it is. If I can remember it, I'll play it. I think it's Cody Johnson, Honky Tonk Hardwood Floors. It's one of those upbeat, fun kind of songs. There's another reason why I love the Airbus. It's such an easy plane to hand fly. Like, it's fun, it's enjoyable to hand fly because you're not having to constantly trim and bullshit. I can't knock country. They talk about life, love, hardships, just as hip hop and many other genres. Yeah, very true. And I think that's true with all genres of music, right? Like, it's, even though it'll be a different culture and it's a different sound and that kind of stuff, it all essentially talks about the same thing in different ways. But I've had a lot of people tell me before, like, oh, I don't like country music because it's too sad. I agree, it is sad, but not everything in life is happy. But the worst time to be a country music fan is when a girl breaks your heart. Ugh. Because obviously there's like so many sad ass country songs. Were you based in Richmond by any chance? I was not. I was based in, when I was with Trans States, I was based in St. Louis. And now I am based in Orlando, Florida. Before Orlando, I was based in Miramar, Florida, the Fort Lauderdale area. And then my company made 2 separate offices for redundancy with hurricanes and IT outages and stuff like that. So if one office is affected, the other one can keep the operation going. And it's worked pretty well so far. Who is this Shaq dude in chat? I've seen him somewhere. Local garden convention. I think we're more likely to see you at an Olive Garden than we are a garden convention. Once we get up to cruise, I'm gonna play that other song that is my other favorite hype song. Oh, never mind. I know what the other one is. It's a rodeo song. 1,000 to go. We'll go ahead and turn off that seatbelt sign. It's been pretty smooth. And go autopilot 2. Mach Alt Star. So then if I want to make a PA announcement, you would just hold this button. Well, first, actually, if I'm the pilot flying, I would tell the captain, like, I'm going to be in the back, which means I'm going to talk to the folks in the back, all crews. And then that means now he has the controls, so if anything happens, plus he's going to be handling the radios as well. And then push this little button here, hold it down, and in the back it'll be something like, and ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit, we have just reached our cruising altitude of 28,000 feet, so have pretty smooth rides on the way up. We anticipate smooth rides for the rest of the route. So we're going to turn the seatbelt sign off, let you get up and move around the cabin. Feel free to use the bathroom. And if you are not up moving around, then we ask that you please keep your seatbelts fastened. Let's see, current weather in San Diego right now. We've got some calm winds, clear skies, and a nice temperature of 13 degrees. I don't know how to convert that, so I'm not going to. And looks like we're going to be on the ground here in about the next 25-30 minutes. We'll give you a briefing once we get a little bit closer to San Diego. Anyway, as always, I want to thank you for flying American, and we'll talk to you soon. Bam! That was a pretty decent little passenger brief. Alright, so let me show y'all my other hype song. What the hell is it called though? Welcome to the show. That's what it's called. Not Jungle, damn it. Yeah. Welcome to the show, old son, old cowboy. Sorry to rub that country music down y'all's ears. Again, I know it's not everybody's thing, but if I go back to playing high school football or baseball again, I had some sort of a walk-up song. One of those two would probably be it. Where's top of descent? We got 81 miles. All right, so let's get prepared for landing. So we do have a few items we need to roll through. So first off, we're going to do our hat flow. So it starts here, RadNav, prog, perf, fuel prediction, and secondary. So it's boop, 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 boop. Draws a little hat. So flight plan, Judith, fix info, pull up our approach plates, and we're going to start with Ksan. Why is that doing that? Get out of here. Why is my... There we go. Ksan-Kphx. 27. Start with that one. Let's do a 5-mile range ring around it. Then our final approach fix is Reebo, R-E-E-B-O. And we're going to draw our center line off of that, our extended center line. To do that, we need the opposite runway heading. So runway 9's heading, which is 095. Drop that in there. Prog page, we're going to do Kphx-Ksan-Kphx again. That will give us our distance to the threshold of the runway. Perf, we're going to put in our weather. So we got calm winds. Temperature's 13. And the altimeter is 3013. Same as it was when we left Phoenix. Minimums for this approach, because it is an RMP precision approach, we do have a decision height, which is 600 feet off the ground. So we'll put that in. Actually, tell you what, we're going to do decision altitude instead. So MSL. Decision height is AGL. Decision altitude is MSL. Oh yeah, we don't even have a decision height box right here anyways. Well, because we are going to be coming over some mountainous terrain and some terrain that drastically changes, that will give us erroneous callouts on the radio altimeter. Therefore, we're going to use the decision altitude. So to show you all that, pull up the charts here. So here are our minimums for runway 27 on the RNAV RMP. Zulu approach, as you can see here, runway 27. So decision altitude is 617, decision height is 600. So MSL, AGL. All right, and what you can do to also figure out your touchdown zone elevation is subtract. You would subtract what you need from here to get to this. So it should be, I think, 17 feet. Let's see if I'm right. Yep, touchdown zone elevation 17 feet. So anyways, we're going to put in 617. We need 1.5 miles, which we've got, so we're fine to shoot this approach. We'll brief up this approach here in just a second. But I just wanted to show y'all where you get your decision altitude versus your decision height. This is height above touchdown, so the ground, and then this sea level. Cool. So let's go back to this, and let's do 617 in the barrow. Sweet. Fuel prediction. So I'm going to be landing with 5.3. Based off my company's fuel policy, we are supposed to be planned to land with 5.5. SimBrief shows us landing with 5.8. So for some reason we're burning quite a bit of extra gas. I wouldn't say quite, but we're burning like an extra 500-ish pounds. A little weird. If we wanted to, we could fly CI0 and try to make up that weight, but not all that worried about it. Weather's good, so who cares? So with 5.3 estimated fuel on board at arrival, we've got 2,100 pounds of extra fuel, gives us 28 minutes. So that's all good there. Secondary flight plan, we're going to clear out what we had, and we'll copy the active. And just in case shit really went wrong, and say it fogged in when we needed to like switch it around and come in on the ILS runway 9, we can do that. We'll just drop that in there, and that'll work. So now we are set up for the arrival. Still got our top of descent a little bit of a ways out, so let's brief up the approach right quick. Alright, so we are planning again on the RNAV RMP Zulu runway 27. Final approach course is 275. Final approach fix is Reebo at 2,000 feet. We are talk about the minimums here in a second. Touchdown zone elevation is 17 feet off the ground. And the reason why we care about this is we want to be stable by 1,000 feet plus touchdown zone elevation. So it's going to be 1,017 feet. So we'll just call it 1,000. This is a non-standard 3.50 degree glide slope, which is drastically easier than the 6.49 degree glide slope that we looked at last night going into Aspen. We got approach lights, Pappy on the right. If we go miss, we'll climb to 2,500 on a 275 degree heading, and then go direct to Sargs, or maybe hold at Sargs. Yeah, basically just go direct to Sargs and hold. Again, for the minimums, we need 600-foot ceilings and 1.5 miles visibility. And right now, we've got clear skies, 10 statute miles. So we're all good with that. Let's see. Next, I'm going to drag this out. The next thing we want to look at, now, Shaq, this is what I was showing you last night. So we're going to look at runway 27 and just looking at our additional runway information. So we have high intensity runway lights, centerline lights, approach lights, touchdown zone lights, a PAPI on the right. We got this little 2 here, so we need to come look at the notes. The PAPI has a 3.5 degree glide path angle. Sometimes this is, so if like say if you have an ILS, sometimes the glide path angle on the PAPI is different from the glide slope on the ILS. So it's important to know that in case you end up looking at the glide path, you want to know whether or not it aligns with your glide slope. Since we are on an RNAV, we do not, it's not a glide slope, so we don't have like a landing distance available from the glide slope for this runway. Now if we came around for runway 9, we would have 6,266 feet from the glide slope. But RNAV we don't have that, so that's why this is blank. Now on the runway width, it's 200 feet. At least per my company op specs, 99 feet or less on the width qualifies as narrow runway operations, and that does bring some different things to take in consideration. Like crosswind limitations and stuff like that are different with a narrow runway than it is a non-narrow runway. Once we land, it's going to be a left-hand turnoff. If I had to guess, it's probably going to be Bravo 8 or Bravo 9, and then we'll find us an American airplane somewhere on the ground, go park next to it, and call it a day on that. Now, it is an RNAV RMP. Is this airplane equipped with FLS? FLS means FMS landing system. So it'll display an RNAV approach like it would an ILS with a few differentiations so that you can differentiate the difference between an RNAV and an ILS from looking at the PFD. Let's see, airline modifiable. We do not have FLS, cool. So it's just going to be a normal GPS approach. If it was FLS equipped, we would turn on the ILS buttons, or arm them, or however you want to call it. But since it is not equipped, we leave these off for an RNAV. So ILS push buttons will not be armed. We'll go auto brake low. It is a decently long, dry, grooved runway, so we're good there. We'll go. Actually, let's go with like a little brief type talk. So it's going to be a right seat landing. We're coming in on the Lucky 1 arrival. We're planning the RNAV runway 27. We just talked about it. Push buttons are off. Auto brake low. We're going to go flaps full reverse thrust. And if y'all have any questions, throw it in the chat. And other than that, we'll consider our approach brief complete. Alright, let's see what else we got. You'll find me for sure. I always call it Ollie G's. I don't know why. I was based in Richmond over that tiny hangar over by Millionaire. It's been a while. Okay. I'm not familiar. I think I used to dispatch flights. Actually, no, my airline goes into Richmond too right now, like the folks I work for, but I'm still not familiar with the hangar. Breadsticks, baby, happen cheese. Oh, dude, my girlfriend has never been to Red Lobster. Crazy. And where I come from, Red Lobster is like a fancy Friday, Saturday night out. I'm from the backwoods, if you can't tell from my accent. Man, y'all gonna make me hungry. Shit. Fiddle player equals Brooke Latka. Okay. Creeper. Oh. As long as you don't play that rap country crap. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. It's the rap country stuff is like, it's kind of tacky in the way that they do it. Oh God, Luke Bryan and Sam Hunt, that I wouldn't even call them country rap. That's just bro country. Like, sissy stuff. More old school fan like Daryl Singletary. I know there's some Daryl Singletary. Yeah, he passed away not too long ago. Cheddar Bay biscuits from Red Lobster. Ooh, the rolls from Texas Roadhouse. Yes, sir. Damn, man, I'm gonna stop reading this shit. I'm telling y'all, gonna make me hungry. The biscuits are deadly. I can put down. Roadhouse biscuits are deadly. That I can put down. Roadhouse may be the best though. Shit, I don't know. I kind of think they're all three of those places have like their own thing as far as the biscuits and bread and shit go. It's like Monday Night Football song. Yeah, without Carrie Underwood screaming in the microphone. That's all she does is just scream. I mean, she can scream good, but it's screaming nonetheless. All right, let's take her down. Go down to our final approach. No, let's do bottom altitude. Initial approach fix. 3,200. We'll just call it 3,000. More drag. Throw out them boards. And ladies and gentlemen, we started our initial descent into the San Diego area. We'll be on the ground in about the next 20 minutes. I'm going to turn the seatbelt sign on. Please be seated and fasten your seatbelts and listen to your flight attendants, otherwise they'll knock this shit out of you. But anyways, thanks for flying with American. We are American, and Americans fly at American, in case you didn't know that about American. And we appreciate it. Give us all your money, and if you don't, we won't put the plane on the ground. Thanks. Alright, so another thing, in case y'all don't know this, prog page on the McDo will tell you your vertical deviation. So we know we're 300 feet until we reach our glide path, which there's the glide path. And now you'll start to see the plane pitch up. Easy nice. And now we're going to stow the boards. Cool. All of y'all with the damn song stuff. Just sent you something in the Discord. Roger. I never had my damn Discord running. Shaq, you might get scared if you look at Discord. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hey, look at that felt, though. Nice felt. At least it looks like a felt. With that cattleman crown. Yes, sir. I rock the brick crown on mine. It's more of a bull riders style of crown. I do want to widen my brim though. I need me one of them hats. But my hats, oh, that's okay. They all come in, like, they come in sizes, you know. Like my head is a 7. So whatever size head you got, get you a hat. I prefer Resistol, which also got Stetson, American, like American hats. There's quite a few makers out there. You can find anything you like. 55-gallon drum hat. Went to Minnesota in 2018, and the women love. This is no lie. So I used to date a girl in Winnipeg, Canada, and the only way I could get there was to go through Minneapolis. And I used to work for Delta at the time. We had like a employee rate at the Crown Plaza, so I'd always stay there, right next to the Mall of America. I probably slept with at least half of the Hooters girls at the Mall of America, and I'm not complaining about it. I'm not ashamed, and I'm not embarrassed to say it. All I had to do was talk with my accent and don't be a douchebag, and it was a good old time. Enjoyed it. In fact, that's even where I met the Canadian chick, was in Minneapolis. him a dome hat from 11 feet tall. Trying to catch back up on this. I don't want to miss anything. To the curve she goes. Does the autopilot descend and comply with speed altitude constraints by itself? So it does comply with speed and altitude constraints, but it does not come down on its own. There is a hack type of way of doing it. I can't remember how to do it. I've asked pilots numerous times when jump seating. They explain it, but I can never understand what the hell they're talking about. It's like you have to you change, basically put in like an altitude cross constraint shortly before your top of descent, and then you make the airplane come down like 50 feet or some shit, and then once it crosses that top of descent, it'll automatically come down on its own. I don't know. They're not supposed to do it. It's not an Airbus recommended thing. Therefore, they're not allowed to do it. But there is a hack type of way that they can do that. All right, let's go 3013, 3013, 3013. So beat. Oh, I love me some Alan Jackson and some Alabama, yes sir. And Noah, I think they answered it, but yeah, I'm from Monroe, Louisiana, home of Duck Dynasty, because that's like the only thing that ever put us on the map. But I'm from Monroe, to be precise, Swartz, which is a small town of like 4,000 people on the outskirts of Monroe. And then I've got a lot of family in West Monroe. All of my mom's side of the family were cattle ranchers in Winsboro, Louisiana. And then my dad's side had a lot of cattle ranchers as well out in Oklahoma. So I think that's kind of where I get the cowboy kind of thing from. Carrie Underwood can scream on me. I wouldn't mind making her scream, but I get tired of listening to her scream. Blake. So, first of all, Blake, nice to meet you. My name is Blake. Yeah, I changed the time a little bit and made it daytime. Seems like people more so like to watch daytime flights, and then along with sunset and sunrise flights. But it's like, I guess in the dark you can't see as much. I don't know. But I definitely don't mind flying at night if that's something y'all want to see. I could care less. LSU football sure didn't put y'all on the map. Monroe, no, because LSU's in Baton Rouge. My hometown college, University of Louisiana Monroe, ain't done shit in since before I was alive, so they ain't put us on the map neither. But go Tigers. But don't mind me just going to drink a little beer on the descent. And see, who was it that asked? I don't know. First of all, welcome to the Wrong Side channel. Thanks for coming to hang out with us. If you're still here, I haven't even been looking to see how many people are watching. But as you can see, so we got our cross constraints here. At or below 15,000, at or above 12,000 at Helix, 270 knot speed restriction. The Airbus will give a speed window, and as long as it's within that window, you're good. The weird part, though, that I've noticed is typically the Airbus is at the top of the speed window, but Phoenix is still hanging out at the bottom of the speed window, and that was supposed to be something they fixed a couple updates ago. But nonetheless, it is complying with the speed and altitude constraints. Bottom constraint on the Star is 6,000 feet, which is why it's got 6,000 magenta. So now it just got below that speed window, so it kind of accelerated a little bit. Now if we want to make it go exactly 270, we can pull and go selected speed. Bump it up. And then once it gets there, we're going to go back into selected speed, and you'll be able to see the window. I don't know why I'm pointing at it on the screen because y'all can't see my fingers, but Fucking Jay. So there you go. There is the speed window. So it's got 270 in the middle, and then it's plus minus 20 knots on each side. And Jay, you can say roll tide all you want, sir, because I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but LSU did beat Alabama in overtime with a 2-point conversion 2 weeks ago. So, suck it, I guess. It's fun flying at night. The only problem is it can be depressing. You also can't see anything, so it becomes pretty boring. Yeah. That's why I changed it to daylight. Like if we were in this view right now, you wouldn't be able to see shit, and it'd be boring. And then you could turn on the wing scan lights and be able to see the wing. But yeah, pretty boring. Do you input all the speeds and altitudes in the FMC, or does inject the flight plan in? So when you select your standard terminal arrival procedure, so the STAR, or vice versa with the SID, standard instrument departure procedure, all of those crossing constraints and altitude constraints that are built into those procedures are also built into the nav data of the FMC. Therefore, when you select the SID or STAR, it will automatically populate your constraints, and an airplane will abide by them as long as you are in a managed climb and managed speed configuration. I guess is probably not the word, but so for example, right now we are in managed speed, so therefore the airplane's gonna be managed by the data in the FMC, or the MCDU as the Airbus calls it. Now, if you go to selected speed, like we just did a second ago, if you pull it, now we're in selected. Now, let's say like we come up on a 180 knot speed constraint. It's going to ignore that because it's going to fly what you're telling it to fly. We're telling it to fly 230 knots right now, therefore that's what it's going to do. When you push the knob in, you're basically saying I want to give it to you, the airplane. So it's going to fly whatever you put into the MCDU. So you push it in to give it to you, the airplane, and you pull it to give it to yourself, the pilot, as if you're like pointing to yourself. So pull, give it to me, the pilot, push, give it to you, the airplane. So we're going to go back into managed speed. And you can do the same thing with altitude. If you pull the altitude, it's going to be open climb or open descent, depending on if you're climbing or descending. So if you're in open climb or open descent, it's going to ignore all crossing constraints, and it's just going to come down as fast as it can while pitching for speed. If you are in managed descent or managed climb, then it's going to fly whatever you put into the MCDU. So it will comply with all of your crossing constraints. So the way that you know that is first you're going to do the same thing, push to give it to you, the airplane, or pull, give it to me, the pilot. And if you push it in, it's going to say descend. If you pull and go into open descent, see how the FMA just changed, thrust idle, open descent. Which is not what we want right now. So we're going to go back into managed. Plus you get this little dot right here that lets you know you're in managed. And this represents our glide path. So it's going to follow that glide path that it has calculated based off of the speed and cross constraints and speed constraints and the atmospheric conditions and all that stuff. There's a mathematical formula that is happening like 1,000 times a second to calculate that VNAV LNAV path. Yeah, so Jay answered it as well. For any of y'all who don't know Jay or EQ in the chat, he is also a flight dispatcher. Be dispatching them Embraer 175s. To me, they're like little mini 737s. I always liked flying on those. Comfortable first class too. Alright, so now back to the prog page that we were looking at a while ago. The prog page is also nice. Let me put it in on this side. 2.7. It's nice, like when we're doing this VFR stuff, not VFR, but when we're doing these uncontrolled airspace callouts, if you want to know how far you are from the airport, bam, it's right there. And we got our bearing right here, so we know we're coming from the east, because it's the bearing, like the airport is 2 hours west. So when we go to make our callouts, we can refer to this. So we'll say, who are we? San Diego traffic, American 69, 17 miles to the east. Planning the RNAV RMP runway 27, San Diego. Alright, so this. We don't need any drag. We is good. And so once we turn on final approach course, I'll go ahead and arm the approach, and then we'll tell the airplane to basically fly the RNAV approach. Otherwise, if you don't do that, then the airplane will stop at whatever altitude you have it set to in the FCU, the flight control unit, which is basically the autopilot panel. There are little rockets, a lot of power hanging off those wings. Yes, sir. I flew Embraer 175s like so many times from Minneapolis to Winnipeg. Y'all don't fly to Winnipeg, do y'all? I think SkyWest or Endeavor does. No, SkyWest does that flying for Delta. All right, so this little amber indicator right here on the speed tape is what's called VNE. Can't remember what it stands for. But basically, once you're below this, you are safe to go into your next notch of flaps. So right now we're flaps up, so we'll go to flaps 1 here in a second. But you want to be VNE plus 10. So we want to be 10 knots below this little amber indicator, which we basically are. So let's go flaps 1, speed checks, flaps 1. And we forgot to run the approach checklist. Let's do that real quick. Seatbelts are on, SAS pager's checked. Sweet.
2,500.
Approach checklist. Briefing is complete. Approach stable by 1,000 feet. ECM status is checked. Seatbelt signs are on. Minimums 617. Barrow is set. Engine NIS 1 and 2 is off. Altimeter is 30. 13 sets. Approach checklist complete. Alright, so now let's arm the approach. As you can see, we are perfect on our glide path on the vertical deviation. Speed, final approach, or final lap. That's what they say in the cockpit. It's what we want. Alright, so now that we are on the final approach, we can adjust this to our go-around altitude, which is 2,500 feet. 2,500. If the approach phase hadn't already armed itself, which it has, we would activate and confirm to put it into approach mode.
2,500.
Approach phase, and then airplane would drop the speed, which it already has because it auto did it itself. I don't want it to do that, so I'm going to go selected speed, and we're going to fly 170, or just kind of idle down to 170 until 5 miles. At 5 miles, because it is a steeper, actually I'll tell you what, we'll go, let's do 6 miles because it's a steeper approach. Give us a little more time to get configured and slow down. So I'm kind of ready to go to flaps 2, but we're not VNE plus 10. We're VNE plus 5 right now. So we'll throw out just a little bit of spoiler. Slow that thing down. There we go. There's VNE plus 10. Flaps 2, speed checks flaps 2. Stow the spoilers. And we are within that 6 miles, so let's go. Manage speed, gear down, arm spoilers, flaps 3. Cool. So now we're still a little fast to go flaps 4, or flaps full rather. Below 1,000 feet, we are stable, good to continue, and flaps full. If the airplane doesn't slow down, we're going to be going around. Got the shadow meeting up out in front of us. I think we're going to be alright. Looks like we're slowing down nicely. Just Just gonna leave the autopilot on in case we need to go around. It's easier to do with the autopilot on. Big stutter.
100 above.
My airplane.
400.
Minimum.
Continue.
400. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 10. 5.
Oh, baby. Knots, we'll stow them. Manual braking. Start 3-minute timer for engine cool down. Folks, I don't know if it gets much better than that. On my channel anyways. San Diego traffic, American 69's clear, runway 27, San Diego. Alright, we'll hold her right here. Set the parking brake. Clean her up. Start the APU. I'm guessing American might be down to the left somewhere. Don't see any tails over here. Alrighty, after landing checklist, steer lights are set, flaps are retracted, TCAS to standby. Engine mode selector is normal, ground spoilers are disarmed, radar protected wind shear is off after landing checklist is complete. Seen the greaser from a mile away. Clear left and clear right. Not seeing any American airplanes. Probably just come over here and park next to this spurt. Spurt. They should make part of rap songs. Alright, 3 minutes, we can shut down one, so we'll turn on the yellow electric pump. And shut down number 2. Confirm engine 2 shut down, engine 2 confirmed. I'll tell you what, we'll come over. That's all southwest shit. Let's go gate 11. It just says Terminal 1. I don't know about no A, B, C, and D shit. See, it just says 12 right there. So now I'm really hoping, oh, this one makes sense. I'm really hoping, screw it, that I can make this person dance while Shaq is watching, just to piss him off. Lights are off. Got some folks outside. In real life, you got to make sure you got 2 wing walkers and a marshaller, otherwise we cannot pull into the gate. Got the marshaller on the ladder. Oh yeah, and Shaq, I don't even do the little line or like the little numbers and stuff. I just do it realistic like. So if I can actually make them dance, I'll be pretty happy. Probably not though. This is a tight little turn. And frame rates are shit. He's not even lined up with the line. There's no way he's dancing on this one. Park and brake set. APU's on. Shut down number 1. Perfect. And that is a good Airbus flight right there. I have no problems with that. Ooh, I'll show y'all that landing rate. I don't know what it said on the overlay. Oh, I forgot to turn on. I have to redo the overlay once I restart FSUIPC. So I'm sure it didn't show anything. Alright. Volanta. Just so y'all can see. Negative 46. I'm happy with that. Now, how far did we float? That's. Oh, hell. We're good. The main, I mean, it's best if you touch down on these little, on the, whatever you call that. But within here is, like at Burbank, this is where you want to be. Between here and here. So, I'll take it. Works muy bien, bueno for me. Completes. Alright. Let's open up the doors. Let's complete our overhead shit. Boom, boom, boom. Seatbelt off. Alrighty. Parking checklist lines are mostly disarmed. Got 2 that are still armed. Those probably stay armed if I had to guess. I don't know. Slides disarmed. Engines off. Seatbelts off. Exterior lights set. Ice protections off. Fuel pumps off. Yellowish pumps off. Chalk signal received. Park and brake is on. Parking checklist complete. Bam! Alright, now, how many of y'all are going to stick around for the next flight? If y'all want to go to bed, we can go to bed. If y'all want to fly back to Phoenix, we can fly to Phoenix. Y'all tell me what y'all want to do. I'll leave it up to you, the people. In the meantime, I'm going to make this airplane look pretty. Sweet, we got 1 sticking around. Alright. Alright, got 2. Do we have one more? Alright, there we go. Do the return. Sweet. Let's do the damn thing. Let's clear out this message. Alright, so I'm gonna go to an external camera, and I'm gonna start setting up like sim brief and just a couple quick things real fast for the return leg. So give me just a few, and we'll hammer back at it.
Boarding requested.
Can't be listening to that shit. Alright guys, I'm gonna be right back with y'all. Give me just a few.
Passengers deboarding starting.
Alright, and just like that, we are ready for leg numero dos. Alright, let's see. Let's all still set. Set there. Let's get the flight directors on. Constraints, flight director constraints. Cool, cool, cool. Let's get initialized. AOC menu, flight inits. Reinitialize there. A little bit short of a flight. Got a nice little tailwind on this one. Looking at 45 minutes from wheels up to wheels down. We are American Airlines 6969. Giggity, giggity. Init request. And on this one, we didn't do it last time, we'll look at sim brief together. You can see what I'm doing. Alright, so flight number American Airlines 6969. Cost index flying CI 35. Cruise altitude flying 250 with temperature of minus 30. Triple pause looking at 38,600 feet. But it has to be 5 digits, so I always just add 2 random digits at the end. Wind data, uplink. Blue Mac, what is going on, my friend? Welcome to leg number 2 of tonight's Wrong Side Simulations After Dark. Getting ready to head back to Phoenix from San Diego. Sweet. So those are uplinked. San Diego departing off of runway 27, as we can all guess. That's what they always fly out there. Gonna be flying the Zoo 3 departure IPL transition onto Jet Airway of J18 to BZA, then Hogs again after we already flew through there once, and then Hydra 1, I don't know, whatever. So Zoo 3 on the IPL transition. Insert that. Phoenix arrival. We're gonna be landing ILS runway 8. Hydra 1. And the Hogs transition. On the approach via. Looking at the ILS. Alice, I like. Let's do I like. Insert those. And now over to the secondary. Copy active. And we'll plan our hold at Zoo if we lose an engine or anything. Compute that. Cool. Rad nav. Pixar is still at Phoenix. We don't want that. Let's do San Diego. See if they've got one. Yep. Ow. Cool. Init B page. Zero fuel weight is planned at 98.1. Rounding it up. The standard CG of 30. Taxi fuel again is going to be 500 pounds, so 0.5. 0 on the route reserve, again that is flag fuel policy. Let's try this. Nah, didn't think so. No alternate, and our reserve fuel. Looking at 2.6. Now we are going back very light. We're going to operate this as a reposition flight, which is empty with no passengers. So we're going to see just how fast we can get off the ground and climb. We're going to go toga takeoff this time. And we'll also go PAX off as well to get a little bit better takeoff performance. Block fuel, we're looking at 11.3. Got that in there. And that will conclude pretty much the pre-flight part. Alright, so let's go through a departure brief real quick and then we'll get our numbers and get out of here. Alright, so departure brief. Again, it is going to be a right seat takeoff. Aircraft type is a 320 for tail strike avoidance. There's no MELs or CDLs. It's going to be we'll do a single engine taxi, since we did a 2-engine on the way out of Phoenix. Let's see, our takeoff runway is going to be runway 27, no hot spots, no runways to cross. Weather's no factor, terrain will be a factor, so we'll turn on the terrain on the ND. And if we have any issues before V1, it'll be my decision to reject the takeoff. We'll come to complete stop, set the parking brake, call the flight attendants to their stations, we'll analyze the situation, call for any ECAM actions or the emergency evacuation check is as required. After V1, we'll fly our engine out procedure. We'll go hold at Zoo. We'll speed up, clean up. We don't have our engine out altitude yet. We'll brief that once we get it. We'll be well below max landing weight. If we need to come back, it'll be runway 27. If all goes as planned, we are going to fly the Zoo 3 departure, top altitude. Actually, I need to get all of that. Let's see. Go back. I want to unload this flight. There we go. Unload. Import. 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 Alright, so the Zoo 3 departure top altitude is 230. And we're going to squawk 2000 as we are still in uncontrolled airspace. Departure brief is complete. Let's go ahead and get that APU going. I don't think it. Yellow. Ah, there we go. I imported it from the browser EFB. Call it instant. Bam. It's a short ass board, anyways. Got our fuel. Cool. APU's firing up, and let's go over to our takeoff performance. Off runway 27's dry flaps. Let's go flap 2, toga, nice off, packs off. We're gonna be a damn screaming ass rocket. And let's get that 3-minute timer going. Perf. Flaps 2 slash up 0.5. Flex temp none. Engine out. Acceleration climb altitudes 1020 as well as on the other side. NRV speeds 14, 23, 24. Cool, got our numbers. Flight plan over here. Flight director's constraints. Flight director's constraints 3013.
Do you want to deboard crew?
No. Got our fuel, so we can turn on fuel pumps. Seatbelt sign's already on. Ground services. Jetway's already pulled. Perfecto. Minute 15 in. Wait for that 3-minute engine warm up. Tell you what, we're gonna make this our control alt 5. I'm gonna make this our view for the MCDU. AOC menu. Receive messages, load sheet, get out of here, don't care, and load sheet, accept. Perfect. I will go ahead and turn on that beacon so that they'll arm the slides. And again, so our missed or our engine out procedure is going to be to hold at zoo. We'll speed up, clean up, and engine out is 1020 under max landing weight, and we'll come back runway 27. And usually I have this checklist that I'm using on the tray table. Wait, ooh, maybe it's still there. Yeah, that's right. I forgot to put it to where it would set it for all airplanes. Haha, don't need this no more. Now y'all can follow along. Forgot about that. Cool. Our slides are armed. Okay. B4 start checklist. Maintenance log and tails. Onboard and checked. Cockpit prep is complete. Gear pins, covers are removed. Signs are on and auto. ADIRS. Nav. Fuel min required is 10,000. We've got 11.3 or correction 11.2 on board. Altimeters 3013 set. EFB's checked. Windows door slides closed and armed. Beacons on. Thrusters are in idle. Parking brakes on. And transponder is in auto. Before start checklist is complete. We've got our 3 minutes. The bleed on. And let's get out of here. Now, if y'all watch me fly like the 737 or the MD or the CRJ or anything that's not an Airbus, I am not nearly this structured. I have no checklist. I just wing ding it like any other YouTube streamer.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
But this airplane, it's my gravy. Adding airline ICAO codes for third-party scenery. The struggle is real. GSX in dev mode. Either
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
beyond complicated for no reason. I'm just trying to catch up on y'all's conversations.
Locking gear.
Sweet. What's a oh, I used to fly P3D before coming to Microsoft. I love P3D. Actually could make it look pretty decent back in the day when I had everything installed.
Release parking brakes.
Alright. Here we go, guys. Brakes release, clear to push.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Roger that, thank you, sir. Starting the block. And we're going to roll engine 1. So we're going to go engine mode, selector to start. And we're looking for more than 25 PSI. Typically, though, in real life, like these aren't just sitting at 28 PSI. They'll start a little bit lower and then like kind of gradually climb a little bit. And then once you bring the engine master switch to on, then you'll see that valve, this high pressure valve, open up, and you'll see the PSI really increase. So let's just see what it does whenever we start with number 1. And I get weird things with my engine mode selector. That's why that was moving around. Alright, so watch this high pressure valve. Opens up. Boom. PSI increases. It would already be increasing a little bit from where it was. It would be starting less
Parking brakes.
than
Cockpit to ground.
it'd be starting less than 28 PSI
Disconnect.
when you turn the engine mode selector to start or to ignition, and then it would slowly climb up. So that is one thing that is wrong with Phoenix. I would feel like they would know that. Or maybe it's different with CFM engines or something. I don't know. But with IEs, it doesn't do that. I'm eating some Chick-fil-A brownies, man, and drinking coffee. I can't drink coffee. I'll never go to sleep. And I've got to tomorrow morning. I've got to wake up and I've got to send some preliminary flight plans for Toulouse, France to Keflavik, Iceland, to Keflavik, Iceland to Detroit for our delivery flight of tail number 965. That's supposed to be coming on the 23rd, although I think Thanksgiving is going to mess that up. It's going to, I mean, you know how the government is. The FAA will probably take forever to issue fly wires. Flash our lights at them, let them know that we got the signal. The fly wire is like it's a document that they need to basically fly the airplane into the States. So with Thanksgiving, like literally the next day, I'm pretty sure that we're going to take a delay in getting that fly wire, which means the airplane probably won't come until the 29th, and I will be on vacation. But tomorrow I'm going to wake up, send those preliminary flight plans to the chief pilots who are flying the airplane, and then going to file the flight plans with Eurocontrol. And then I've got a disciplinary meeting with an employee, and then that'll be the day of work. And that's an off day tomorrow too, and I've got to do all that shit. Then on Tuesday, got some more delivery flight stuff to do during the day, and then go in to work Tuesday night to ensure the airplane gets off the ground and everything out of France on time. And that's going to be a good start on engine 2. Flaps 2. Trim up 0.5 right about there. TA. APU's going. Oh man, I started both engines. Didn't mean to. I meant to do 2-engine taxi out. Oh well. Only thing you would do different is just leave engine 2 off, turn on the yellow electric pump, leave the APU on, and then start the second engine while we're taxiing. But it's really not hard. Cool. After start checklist, engine anti-ice is off. Electric pump is off. Road trim 0. After start checklist complete. Here we go. San Diego traffic. American Airlines 6969 Giggity is taxiing runway 27. We'll be exiting the airspace to the east once we get off the ground. San Diego. Clear left, clear to the right. Haven't heard a single person on Unicom. Probably because it's 2:45 in the morning on a Sunday. Well, I guess Monday now. Alrighty. Brake check. Pressure 0. Mini brief. And we're going to be departing off runway 27. Gross weight's 109.2. Flaps config to fuel 11.1. V1 114. V2 is 124. Top altitude 23,000 feet. 23,000 feet is blue, and our first fix is jetty. Flight controls check. Full up. Full down. Full left. Full right. Rudder full left. Full right. Flight controls check is complete before takeoff flow. Noise. Alright, so we'll do the before takeoff to the line. So this is clearly the line. Before takeoff to the line, gross weight comparison is complete. Pitch trim is 29.5% CG set, V1, VR, V2 flex. We are looking at 114, 123, 124, no flex. Flaps config 2, flight instruments checked, flight controls are checked, ECM takeoff all green, ECM status is checked. Predictive wind shear is on auto, TCAS code set to TARA. Cabin crew is advised and mini brief is complete before takeoff. Checklist to the line is complete. One beer down, another one to go. Once we get done with this, I've got to grill my girlfriend a steak, and then maybe play a little bit of COD. Little bits. If y'all play anybody who has a clan tag of NKS, November Kilo Sierra, you are probably playing with either myself or some friends of mine / coworkers. Big hint there. God, I hate the stuttering. Alright, we're just going to take off from right here because we're super light. For takeoff checklist below the line. Takeoff runway 27 is confirmed. You can see it by the paint on the ground. Fuel, min fuel. 10,000 and we've got 11.1 on board. Engine mode selectors normal. Bleed packs are set before takeoff checklist below the line is complete. Let's rock and roll. San Diego traffic, American 6969 lining up runway 27. I'm going to be exiting the airspace to the east. San Diego. Clear on the approach. We'll make it a rolling takeoff if I don't fuck up the lineup. Clear down the runway. Big old fucking stutter. Here we go. Man, Toga, SRS, runway, auto thrust blue. V1 and rotate. Positive rig gear up. Nav. Alright, acceleration, climb altitude. We're going to nose it down, pick up, get some good positive trend on the airspeed before we go into climb. And let's go flaps 2. Flap 0. Speed checks, flap 0, I guess. So I'm not looking. San Diego traffic, American 6969 is clear of runway 27, exiting the airspace to the east. Final call, San Diego. Look at that, we're already at 250 knots. Climb out this thing quick. Gang, gang. That was super white. Alright, we're going to kick that autopilot on a little sooner on this one so I can chat with y'all more. And maybe eat a meat stick. I'm a little hungry. You might be right. Ab Geek, maybe, maybe not. Got you in my ears while I go pick up my munchkin from daycare. Damn. So, where in the hell in the world are you if you're picking up your kids at this time of day? Because for us, on the east coast of the U.S., it is almost 3 a.m. and still super late across the rest of the U.S. So where are you at? Look at that, already almost to 10,000 feet, and we're not even through our first turn yet. $10,000 feet. This beer's not great. Turn that air down a little bit. Oh yeah, nothing like just hanging out with y'all and simming and drinking and simming. It's the best. And Jet Kid, I gotta ask, since you have Jet in your name, what is your favorite kind of jet? Ah, in Japan, okay. Damn, that's badass. That is badass. And so, I'm assuming, because how you're typing, unless somehow YouTube is can translate like one language to another, like on the fly. Holy shit, that is fucking cool. Texting and riding a bike. I've always wanted to go to Japan. I always thought Japan would be super cool to go to. And I've heard too that I've seen like in documentaries and stuff, it's super clean. And everybody over there is like really good at throwing away their trash. I wish people here were like that. But so I'm guessing like you're obviously really good at English. You can understand me, and otherwise, I guess we wouldn't be having this conversation, right? Military F-18 is my favorite. Nice. Okay, so Legacy Hornet, Super Hornet, or Growler? I kind of like the Growler, even though it's like not a combat airplane. It's just a sick looking. I mean, I guess it's like another version of the Super Hornet in a way, but still, it's a good looking airplane. I actually watched I watched the F-18 Super Hornet in an air show a couple weeks ago, and it was one of my favorite performances of the air show. That is so cool. And that's one thing too. Like, in all honesty, I haven't been to many other countries. I've been to Canada and I've been to Dominican Republic. That's about it. And it's one of the common things that I see on TV across the world is most other countries, if they even drive a vehicle at all, their cars are way smaller. And I don't ride a bicycle anywhere. I probably should help my fat ass lose some weight. But not only do I not ride a bicycle, but my truck is huge. I drive I wouldn't say huge, considering there's other bigger trucks. But I drive. Well, if I pulled up in Japan in my truck, everybody would probably be staring at me. 'Cause it's lifted and big tires and stuff. Oh, that's the other thing I gotta do. I gotta call Discount Tire tomorrow and see if they got my damn tires and rims ready to put on or not. A week ago they were supposed to have them on. Growler is badass. It can shut down a city literally, which might even be more effective than a weapon, right? Alright, there's 23,000. We are through transition altitude, so let's turn that on here. And let's go to 250, which will be our final cruise. We'll pull. There's no Altitude constraints ahead of us any further, so we can go open climb this time. So thrust climb, open climb. Flight mode annunciator, FMA is what that stands for. So 25 blue. We'll confirm on the other side, 25 blue. And we are climbing. Alright, Super Hornet's favorite. Nice, nice. In a lot of ways, the same airplane. It's my favorite. I mean, it's not a Super Hornet, it's a Legacy Hornet, but it's my favorite airplane on DCS. Sounds good, Jet Kid. Man, it's so cool. I got somebody in my chat from Japan. Speed Alt Star. Turn that Z-Bell sign off. And we are underway. I know you ain't from Mexico. My girlfriend's half Mexican. She's sexy, but she feisty. Let's see if we can find some good real cockpit footage for our friend from Japan whenever he gets back. Delete these pictures, don't need that no more. Dude, that just makes you Southern. Most Southern folks that I know love spicy shit, including me. Love spicy food. And if you haven't tried it yet, you should go to Walmart and get the Cajun two-step. It's stale crackers seasoning, and it is damn good. It's not very spicy though. Like it's zesty, I guess, but it's kind of like a different version of Tony Sashery's or Slap Your Mama, something like that. Those ghost peppers kick your ass in the stomach. They had me on the toilet like never ending. literally making a little loop. Was that a Wendy's burger? God, that sounds good right now. I am hungry. And I ate plenty today. Don't know why I'd still be hungry. Oh, looking at your picture now. Oh, that looks like a homemade burger. And what is in that burrito? That's a fat ass burrito. Fat ass. Everything from rice to refried beans, steak, red peppers, green beans. What the hell? What would you call that? That is like a... That just sounds gross. In my opinion. To each their own, but ugh. Especially refried beans. I am not a refried bean person at all. Yeah, that's some pretty landscape down there. Well, whenever Jet Kid gets back, we're going to play some real life jump seat footage that I took flying into St. Louis. ILS runway 30 left. And then we'll set up the MCDU for arrival. So we'll go through our hat flow again. We'll do our flight plan, set up our range ring, our extended center line, hard tune our fix, prog page. So you set up our arrival performance. Check our fuel prediction, and we'll clear out our current secondary and replace it with a new secondary flight plan. But I'm actually going to go use the bathroom real quick, so give me one sec. Yes, sir. Got them cattleman cut smoked sausage, old fashioned. They're really good. Tell you what, we'll go ahead and get the airplane set up for arrival. It wants us to anyway. Yeah, I've just never been a big bean person. I like green beans and I like baked beans, but I can't do refried beans. I tell you, kids, still trying to convince my daughter to leave. Well, whenever you are able to, I've got some live footage, or not live, but some real life footage from riding in one of these airplanes into St. Louis. So whenever you're able to, I'll play that for you. It's one of the perks of my job. Get to ride around in the cockpit. Alrighty, so let's set up for arrival. I'm going to do a Phoenix 08 5-mile range ring. RadNav, what was it, PXR maybe? Yeah, PXR. Proc page Kphx-Ksan-Kphx. Put that in there as well. Perf. Winds are calm, 10 statute miles. Clear skies, temperature's 12. And the altimeter is still 3013. Same as when we left. Radio altimeter. I'm assuming it's going to be minimums of 200 feet. Let's pull that up and take a look. Nope, 250. Who'd have thunk it? Cool. So that is set. Fuel prediction page. Estimated to have 6.7 on board when we land. That gives us 4,100 pounds or 56 minutes of extra gas on top of our 45-minute reserve. And then secondary flight plan, we'll delete the secondary and we're just going to leave that blank for now. Cool. We're also about 70 miles from top of descent, so we'll go ahead and brief up the approach too. So let's go charts. Okay, now we're ready. Alright. So we'll cross-check all this stuff here in a second. We are planning on the ILS runway 8. The frequency is 111.75. Final approach course is 78 degrees. Love that. Final approach fix is 3,000 feet. Decision height 250 feet off the ground. Touchdown zone elevation 1,118 feet, which means we're going to need to be stable by 2,100 feet. We have a standard 3-degree glide slope. Approach lights happy on the left. If we go missed, we'll climb to 3,000, make a climbing left turn to 5,000 on a 280 heading. To shoot this approach, we need 250-foot ceilings with 3/4 mile visibility. And it is perfectly beautiful VFR night in Phoenix, so that is no factor. Let's see, taxi. Let's get our. Bam. Alright. On runway 8, We have high intensity runway lights, approach lights, PAPI on the left, 3-degree glide path on the PAPI, which matches with our glide slope, important to know. The runway is grooved and we've got 9,572 feet, or for Jet Kid, we've got 2,918 meters from the glide slope. Runway is 150 feet wide, which is 46 meters wide. It is not a narrow runway operation. Once we land, we will exit on our right hand side. We'll go back to the same gate that we parked at earlier. Probably exit at Bravo 9 or 10 and just make our way over to somewhere here where that gate was. Now, it's a nice long runway. So we're going to go auto brake low. It's an ILS. We'll arm our ILS push buttons. And we'll consider the approach brief. Now let's just cross check our frequencies and everything. Let's go to the RadNav page. RadNav. And ILS frequency is 111.75. Final approach course is supposed to be 78. It's got 80 in here with a 30-degree glide slope. That's okay. 2 degrees is not anything to fret about. So we are looking good. I'm eating white beans and cornbread and some fried chicken for a nighttime snack. Now, cornbread and chicken I can get down with. White beans, yuck, you can have mine. Gross. That is nasty. So what fixes that? Judith. See Judith on our Volanta. That way, when we cross it, I'll know to look back into the cockpit. Who's ready for Christmas time? I think we talked about this on a previous stream. I am ready for Christmas. I love Christmas. Love it. Live from Santa Claus Village Arctic Circle in Finland. This is pretty cool. Look at this. Damn, minus 14. That's got to be Celsius. Jesus. Does Finland even get up to the Arctic Circle? It must be cold enough for them to take damn pictures of it. Shit. Do you know where you're headed to in the old semi? Huh, this dude. That's crazy. They knew the camera was there. That's cool. We're watching people like in real time across the world. It's pretty neat. And so, Abgeek, what kind of truck do you drive? Is it Peterbilt or what? I just noticed this giant ass Christmas tree over here. Thing's huge. I was watching this camera today at work just because I was bored. And I was watching Leavenworth, Washington as well. And I look at this one all the time too. Where'd it go? Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Ugh. White beans and hot sauce. I mean, the white beans is a texture thing. Texture's terrible. What do you mean by California? Oh, you gotta go to California. Fuck that. Ugh. That's a long ass drive. Long as hell. Then you gotta come back. God, dog. All the way from Tennessee? Shit. No, sir. I would not be doing that. I'll be flying home to Monroe for Christmas. There we go, there's Judith. Get ready to descend. Bottom altitude's gonna be 5,000 feet. Go ahead and tune that up. Message. About to be coming down. Oh no, God almighty. Allentown, Pennsylvania to California, then down to Laredo. Nope. Dude, go get your dispatch license and go be a dispatcher. Fuck all that driving. Hell no. Throw out some spores. Probably a pretty, sorry, I'm burping a lot from the beer. A pretty drive from California to Laredo. It's gonna be awful flat once you get out in Texas. Where at in California? Like, I want to Google map the drive from Allentown, Pennsylvania to wherever you're going in California and see what kind of terrain and shit it's going to take you through. That's one thing I wouldn't want, is to have a heavy load behind me going downhill. Nope. Last one, guys. Last meat stick. It's always a sad day on the last meat stick. I can't spell half of any of the words that I ever say, so don't feel bad. Alright. Let's see what that drive's like. Dude, you should do some live streaming from the road. When you're like, if you have service and you're driving through a cool part of America, you should stream that shit. I'd love to watch something like that. And you can have have your subscribers like keep you company while you're driving. Allentown, Pennsylvania to Norco, California. Damn, blown out. What? Sorry, we could not calculate driving directions? Why? No way. Alrighty. 3013 and 3013. Why couldn't it? Ugh, man, if you were to walk, 873 hours of walking. Recommended travel mode. Flying, of course. Okay, now it finally provided a driving route. So you got two driving options. So you can either go south, go through Oklahoma City, Texas Panhandle, through Albuquerque, down that way, or you can go north, which is probably what I wouldn't do, and go south of Cleveland, south of Chicago, Des Moines, Iowa, through central Nebraska, Denver, into the Rockies, through Utah, St. George, Vegas. That's kind of cool. Dude, fuck that. 39 hours. That's unreal. 2,600 miles. Shit, this one's 27. So as a trucker, what would you drive? Would you take the southern route, being that it's probably quite a bit less elevation gain and loss, and less having to fight your way up hills and fight your way down hills? Or would you go the more scenic route? It's also going to be colder up here and a higher probability of snowstorms and shit too. Okay. Interesting. Let's say gas. Gas along the route. It gave nothing along this route. I wonder if does it know that we chose the north route? Alright, let's do the southern route. Gas. Now, about how many hours can you drive on a tank before having to fuel up. This thing don't show you shit till you get like way down there. Yeah, that's what I would do too. Just seems like it'd be a lot easier of a route. That seatbelt sign on?
And ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit, this is your first officer speaking. We are on our initial approach into the Phoenix area. Current weather in Phoenix, looking at calm winds, nice cool temperatures, clear skies. Be on the ground about the next 10 minutes. Flight test for cabin for arrival.
Bam. And I guess too, the terrain probably determines a lot of that as well. I can drive 11 hours and then I have to take a 10-hour sleeper berth break. What the fuck is a sleeper berth break? I know what a sleep break is, but I don't know what a sleeper berth break is. Phoenix traffic, American 6969 is 35 miles to the west-southwest, depending on the ILS runway 8. Phoenix. I wish they'd make these footrests go up and down. Footrests are very important in an Airbus. Don't know why that. Oh, okay. I mean, I knew they have sleepers. I just never heard of the berth part. There's 10,000 feet. Put them lights on. Alright, well, I'm getting a little tired of waiting on this airplane to get on down, so I guess we'll just hand fly it. They give you 14 hours to drive 11. Okay. It's not terrible. A little time to get some gas. Get some food. Rub one out. What is up, dude? What the hell are you doing up this early in the morning? This is a post-work stream. Always good to see you, my friend. We are on our approach into Phoenix. Flew Phoenix to San Diego. Had an absolute greaser in Phoenix. About as picturesque of an approach as it can get. And then now we're on our way back to Phoenix. A little less than 30 miles out. Phoenix traffic, you are American 6969. We are 15 miles to the west. Landing on runway 8. Phoenix. Alright, we'll go ahead on the approach. Not real sure where the airplane's wanting me to go. Should be tracking to the localizer. What's up, Star? Localizer's alive. Look, Star. Go select the speed. And we'll activate and confirm. Get this thing back to where it's supposed to go. And we'll go flaps 1, speed checks flaps 1. Look. And flaps 2, speed checks flaps 2.
$2,500.
Need to be stable by 2,100 feet. So it looked pretty stable right there. Let's fly it down to minimums, looking at the PFD. Well, actually, after we get configured. Go manage speed, gear down, arm spoilers, flaps 3. Alright. Now let's see if we can fly all the way down to minimums. Flaps full. Landing checklist. I can't remember it. Landing checklist. Cabin crew is advised. Auto thrust speed. Auto brake low. EQM landing all green. Landing checklist is complete.
1,000.
It's blinding me.
$500.
Hey, Billy, are you did you get Call of Duty? Modern Warfare
100
2?
above. 300. 300. Minimum.
Continue.
200.
Nice.
100.
Glide slope.
40.
Too
30.
low. Terrain.
20. Retard. 10. 5.
Phoenix traffic. American 6969 is clear of runway 8. Phoenix. Clean her up. Whoa, airplane. I don't know why it does that. You like turn it all the way and then you stop turning, it just keeps turning. Oh, okay. Just have Warzone and DMZ. I haven't tried that DMZ thing yet. But I love me some Call of Duty now. Alright, Avgeek, sounds good. I'll be looking for it. Just kind of taking our time, going back to the gate, letting that 3-minute cooldown timer run. And here's where we started. Parking brake set. APU's on. Alrighty. Landing checklist, or not landing, parking checklist, slides, disarmed, engines, off, seatbelts, off, exterior lights, set, ice protections, off, fuel pumps, fucking off, the electric pump is off, chalk signals received, even though we didn't use GSX, and parking brake is set. Sweet. External power, kill that APU. Cool. Now let's kind of get everything shut down and nice and pretty for the next pilots who are going to fly this airplane. Cruise supply, ground control, actually turn it back off. Boom, boom, boom. Get all this. We'd actually leave that on until all the passengers are off, but this was a repo flight, so there are no passengers, therefore we can turn it off now. So that should be pretty much everything on the overhead. Kill that, constraints. 2992. 2992. 2992. Down to 100, 100, done. Clear that out, clear all that. Let's pack up our iPad, get ready to take it home. Take it home with us. We'll shut these blinds, help keep the aircraft cool. Hi guy, actually looks like a friend of mine that dispatches at Southwest. Alright, then down here we'll go auto, standby, turn these radios off. Clear out this message and we'll be done. Nice easy round trip. Sweet. Block time was just about 5 minutes less than going. They actually make these seats that you can buy. They sit on a wooden like platform, and they are motorized, and you can hear like it makes the sounds and everything. They're like anywhere between $3,000 and like $6,000, and I've seriously thought about buying one just for streaming. Let's tell old GSX to whip their butts into shape and deboard, although there's nothing really on the airplane to take off.
Deboarding requested.
American, duh. Well, guys, no more Battle Royale. There is Battle Royale. I guess you just have to buy the game because it's all over the game. I'm not a big fan of Battle Royale anyway. I'm not that great, so I hate dying and then like being done. My phone has different time than my TV cable company. Oh, gotcha. All right, guys. Well, Hibley, sorry that you joined us a little late in the process. Would love to got to hang out with you a little bit longer. But good news is I am off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week, which are all 4 days that Crystal works. Therefore, we should be able to get some streaming in. Tomorrow, got quite a bit to do. Got to hit up Discount Tire, see if Oh, I got you. Yeah, I don't blame you. Getting some new tires and rims put on the truck. See if they got those ready yet. Got to go by Home Depot, buy some Christmas lights, put on the house. And then tomorrow morning I've got some preliminary OFPs, operational flight plans, to prep up for delivery of November 965 November Kilo, coming from Toulouse, going to Keflavik and Keflavik, Detroit. So I'm going to work those up, send those to the chief pilots that are flying that airplane, as well as file those flight plans, get that stuff. And then I got a little disciplinary meeting to do tomorrow. And so may not have much time to stream tomorrow. Also, Tuesday might be a little busy as well. Got some other delivery flight stuff to do for 965, and then go into work to oversee that airplane being delivered. Although there's a very high probability that the plane will delay until like the 29th, which I'll be on vacation. So just stay tuned. Make sure, if y'all haven't already, got that notification bell hit so you know when I go live. And if you haven't already, smash that likey button. And yeah. Hey Billy, hope the dad life is still going well. Hope you're not up this early just to clean shit out of a butt crack. But nonetheless, thank y'all so much for coming to hang out. This was an awesome, fun flight. And until next time, you know what to do. Keep it on the wrong side. See y'all later. Peace.